Jenny stood outside her daughter's dressing room, took a deep breath, closed her eyes, and with determination, pulled the door handle. In her mind, she thought, I'm doing this for your own good. Lily and her husband David must have some issues, Jenny was certain. And the key to understanding those issues lay in this dressing room. Why did she think so? Because when Jenny first visited her daughter's new home yesterday, she wanted to see what was inside the dressing room. Surprisingly, Lily sternly warned her, don't just casually look inside. Who talks to their mother like that? Taking advantage of the daytime when Lily wasn't home, Jenny was determined to see what secrets this dressing room held. Upon opening the door, Jenny was dumbfounded. There was a dressing table, 3 large cabinets, filled with bottles, jars, and various cosmetics on the dressing table. The cabinets were full of clothes and shoes. Wasn't this just a regular dressing room? Why not let her see? In the dressing room, men's and women's clothing were separated on both sides, with the current fashionable clothes in the middle. Jenny randomly checked the labels on a few pieces of clothing. Although some were expensive, they generally met their consumption standards. Her son-in-law's clothes were mostly formal, as he worked in a bank, holding a position as a senior manager with strict dress requirements. Her daughter had many long dresses, with quite a few being floor-length. Jenny took out a red long dress hanging on the outside, compared it to herself, and thought, it's so long, won't it drag on the ground when worn? She looked down at neatly arranged shoeboxes below and picked one up. Inside was a pair of black high heels. Were these shoes for Lily? Jenny was taken aback. She had no idea how big her daughter's feet were. Feeling guilty as a mother, Jenny realized she hadn't been a qualified one. She had given birth to her daughter but hadn't raised her properly. Lily was born in the winter of 1990, during a time when the one-child policy was in effect. Jenny and John already had a son but felt it wasn't enough. They wanted another child. Jenny, a school teacher, and John, a government clerk, decided to have a second child during Jenny's winter break. They managed to keep it a secret until Jenny couldn't hide her pregnancy anymore at 7 months. Jenny took sick leave and rested early. Planning to let Lily live with her grandparents initially, they would bring her back when she was a bit older. If someone asked, they would say she was a relative's child. So, a month after Lily was born, Jenny returned to work, and Lily lived with her grandparents in the village. Nobody knew about Lily's existence. When Lily turned 12, Jenny and John brought her to live with them during junior high school. However, when Lily attended high school, she stayed at the school dormitory. During vacations, Lily went back to her grandparents' house. It wasn't until Lily graduated from college, and her grandparents had passed away, that Lily permanently moved into Jenny's home. Although Lily was her daughter, calling Jenny Mom felt uncomfortable for both of them. Jenny had promised to accept Lily, but there was always a lingering uneasiness. Now that Lily was married and had her own home, Jenny seldom contacted her daughter. In this particular case, if her flight hadn't been delayed, causing a 2-day postponement, she wouldn't have thought of visiting her daughter's home. Jenny discovered a series of problems, all seemingly related to Lily. Issue 1, Lily appears distant from her husband, David. When David specially bought roasted sweet potatoes for her in the evening, Lily casually put them aside. Her attitude towards David was not affectionate, responding with mere grunts. Moreover, it was always David initiating conversations with Lily. Issue 2, Lily is addicted to WeChat. She comes home and spends time on her phone, laughing while texting. When David comes home from overtime, tired and hardworking, she doesn't show any appreciation, just continues smiling at her phone. Jenny wonders who she is chatting with. Issue 3, the most serious problem is that Jenny discovered Lily and David sleep in separate rooms. Lily sleeps in the bedroom, and David sleeps in the study. All these problems seem to point to one conclusion: Lily might have found someone else outside the marriage. Jenny was startled by her own imagination, sitting down on a chair. How could her daughter act this way? On the dressing table, there was an electronic photo album displaying scrolling pictures. They seemed to be in Europe. Yes, it was Europe, the honeymoon trip of David and Lily. Jenny hadn't seen it before. As she watched the album, she pondered how to handle her daughter's situation. David's photos went by one after another. Jenny felt a mix of emotions. David had grown up under her watchful eyes. He and her son, Tony, were middle school classmates, and Jenny and David's mother were colleagues at the same school. Lily's marriage was considered one of Jenny's accomplishments. Back then, Lily was a bit reluctant, but David pursued her relentlessly. With both sets of parents encouraging them, they got married within half a year. But now, why was there trouble? After looking through the photos for a while, Jenny couldn't find any pictures of Lily. Giving up, she decided to consult someone reliable about Lily's situation. She had never taken matters into her own hands when it came to her daughter's upbringing. But now that her marriage was in trouble, it was time for a mother to intervene. Holding her phone, she scrolled through the contacts. David's mother was not suitable, and Lily wouldn't reveal much. Tony, maybe Tony could help. Son, Mom has something to ask you. Do you still keep in touch with David? Yeah, we had dinner together a couple of days ago. What's up? Has he mentioned anything about your sister? He dotes on Lily a lot. He praises her all the time. What's the matter? You're staying at Lily's house, right? I feel there's an issue between him and your sister. Lily is quite cold towards David, always responding with just him. Maybe the couple feels they can't be too affectionate with you around? No, you don't know your sister. She grew up without being in the spotlight, always keeping her thoughts to herself. I think she must have found someone else outside the marriage. Mom, can you please stop meddling? They haven't said anything. Just pretend you don't know anything. If we wait for her to say, it might be too late. Jenny hung up the phone, pondering. David treats Lily well, indicating his feelings for her. The problem must lie with Lily herself. She shifted her gaze back to the dressing table. Opening a drawer, Jenny found an open blue jewelry box with an elegant swan drawn on top. Inside was a beautifully crafted bracelet, and a pink note floated out, bearing a message written in ink, "To my dearest you." Jenny's heart raced, realizing that she had found the key to the problem. She hurried to the study and flipped through her son-in-law's notebook. Indeed, the handwriting was different. Suddenly, there was a knock on the door, and Jenny quickly came out to see Lily returning home with her handbag. "Why are you back so early? Off from work?" Jenny asked nonchalantly. "My boss arranged a business trip. I leave today and will be back tomorrow night." "I'm packing my things," Lily said. Lily was in the bedroom arranging her suitcase, and Jenny stood at the doorway, watching and chatting as if nothing had happened. "Lily, you've been married for 2 or 3 years now. When are you planning to have children?" "We're both so busy, let's wait a while longer," Lily replied, taking out a deep red nightgown from the dresser and placing it into the suitcase. "I see David is considerate of you, you should treat him better," Jenny said. Lily turned around and looked at Jenny, asking, "Mom, what do you want to say?" Jenny chuckled, "I just noticed you two sleep in separate rooms. I thought something might be wrong." "No, David has to work late these days, and he's afraid I won't rest well," Lily replied, putting her changed underwear into a storage bag. "As long as you two are fine. I just thought you should be nicer to David." "David." Lily's phone on the bed suddenly rang. Jenny glanced at it, seeing the contact name Mountain. Lily picked up the phone, hung up, then opened WeChat with a smile, tapping away on the screen. Jenny's face darkened. This expression, this smile, came from the heart, filled with affection. "Lily, do you have someone else outside?" Jenny asked abruptly. Lily paused her WeChat conversation, looked up at Jenny, and said, "What do you mean by someone else? Who called just now? Why did you hang up? And what are you chatting about now?" Jenny fired a series of questions. Lily sneered, "Who allowed you to enter my dressing room? Who allowed you to rummage through my things? I am your mother. Look at what happened to your things. How would I know what you've been up to? You are my daughter, and I don't care who you think you are. The one who cared about me is long gone. I was raised by my grandparents. Yes, you gave birth to me, but have you ever taken care of me? Now, you want to control me? Where were you all those years? I warn you, put that jewelry box back where it was found, untouched." Lily shouted, picked up her suitcase, and stormed out of the room. When David returned home in the evening, Jenny had been lying on the bed all day, her mind filled with thoughts of the afternoon quarrel. "Mom, are you not feeling well?" David asked. "Should I take you to the hospital?" "I'm fine, just watched too much TV these past 2 days, feeling a bit dizzy," Jenny replied, looking at her son-in-law's caring gestures while feeling guilty about her daughter's affair. "You probably haven't cooked, right?" "I ate at the office, but I can order some takeout for you," David suggested. "No need," Jenny said. "I'm not hungry. Just need some rest. You go about your business." David seemed to return to the study. Jenny tossed and turned in bed, the matter of her daughter's infidelity firmly on her mind. She noticed the blue jewelry box and remembered she hadn't put it back. Sighing, she decided to return it. The living room was dark, but Jenny, holding the jewelry box, saw light emanating from the slightly ajar door of the dressing room. A white LED glow seeped through, and there were moving shadows inside. Jenny approached and heard a soft voice saying, "Oh no, it broke again." The voice was gentle, like that of a woman. Jenny's heart pounded as she crouched down, peering inside. David, wearing a tight white tank top, sat at the dressing table, blowing on a freshly sharpened eyeliner pencil. He delicately applied the eyeliner, carefully shaping his eyes. Standing up, he walked to the wardrobe, took out a red evening gown, and carefully put it on. He then donned black high heels, humming a tune as he admired his curves in the mirror. Jenny felt dazzled, momentarily mistaking this figure in a red dress for her daughter. Was this really her son-in-law? She gripped the doorframe, staring, silently reassuring herself, "I must be wrong, I must be wrong, I must be wrong." In the dressing room, David picked up a lipstick. With lips slightly parted, he applied the red like glazing a piece of porcelain, focused, agile, and skilled. After finishing, he pursed his lips, looking alluring. "I think this looks better," a man's voice came from the phone in the dressing room. "Let me take a closer look." David held the phone close to his cheek. "Can you see clearly?" "I think I didn't do the eyeliner well." "It's quite good. I really want to see you. How about tomorrow?" "Sure. I told Lily I'd go to your place tomorrow. My mother-in-law is at my home these days, not convenient. Chatting with me today won't be discovered, right?" "No way. She's already asleep." David giggled. Jenny felt dizzy. The vivid red seemed like a knife stabbing her heart. She took a deep breath, clenching the jewelry box tightly in her right hand, slowly retreating to her daughter's bedroom, collapsing on the bed. The next evening, when Lily returned home dragging her suitcase, Jenny embraced her and burst into tears. "What's wrong?" Lily was confused by the sudden emotional outburst. David is working late tonight and won't come home," Lily said. "You've known about David's situation for a long time, haven't you?" Jenny asked with a teary voice. Lily pushed Jenny away, sat on the sofa, took a sip of water, and remained silent. "Silly girl, when did you find out?" Jenny asked persistently. "After our honeymoon," Lily replied calmly. "When we went to Europe, we went separate ways. He found a companion, and I joined a tour group. When we returned, I asked him, and he told me everything." Lily took out her phone, opened WeChat, and clicked on David's profile. "And you two never discussed it?" Jenny inquired. "We did. He has a boyfriend. They met in a cross-dressing group. They were together before we got married. He was afraid his family would find out, and coincidentally, my family was pushing for marriage, so we got married." "Isn't he just using you as a cover? Why are you so naive? Why did you listen to him?" Jenny scolded. "Then who should I listen to? You? I listened to you and married him. You said he came from a good family, capable, marrying him was my blessing. Didn't you complain a few days ago that I wasn't good to him?" Lily retorted. Jenny looked uneasy. "I didn't know the situation then. Get a divorce." "Divorce?" Lily sneered. "You suggested marriage, and now you're suggesting divorce." "I won't divorce." "Why are you so stubborn?" "He's like that, you're just wasting your time. Not divorcing will ruin your whole life." Jenny looked at her daughter, distressed by her stubbornness. "I think it's fine this way. We've reached an agreement, not interfering with each other. He has his boyfriend, and I have my own life," Lily sighed lightly. "It's not the same. People will say you're not faithful after marriage, being with other men. It's damaging to your reputation." Jenny argued. "Humph, people have said plenty about me, haven't they? I grew up hearing what others said about me." Lily looked at Jenny with red eyes. "They called me a wild child, unwanted by my parents. They said I was born out of wedlock, an undocumented child. My brother claimed I was my aunt's child, and you told others I was your sister's child. I struggled to become myself, and David owes me, but he treats me well. What about you? You actually want me to divorce? I'm doing it for your own good." Jenny shouted. "You can't only consider David, think about yourself. You only thought about yourself back then, giving birth to me. You looked beautiful, and everyone praised you for having both a son and a daughter. You were proud of yourself. You have the ability to have a second child secretly, but have you ever considered me?" Lily accused. "No. I need to talk to David's mother." Jenny wiped away a tear and reached for her phone. Lily immediately threw the phone away. "What are you trying to do? Can't you stay out of my affairs?" The door swung open, and a panting David appeared at the entrance. Jenny, looking at David, immediately remembered his appearance from the previous night. She gritted her teeth and rushed towards David. "You pervert. You took advantage of my daughter." She raised her hand and slapped David across the face. David didn't dodge. Smack. Lily's face felt a burning sensation. Jenny looked at her right hand, which now had a tear hanging from it. David quickly embraced Lily, looking at her swollen face with concern. She hit me, let her hit. Lily wiped away a tear, gazing at Jenny. Just leave. Lily. Are you so naive? Do you want to be deceived by David for a lifetime? Jenny exclaimed. Mom. David began. Don't call me Mom. Disgusting. Jenny retorted. I was wrong in this matter. Lily and I have already discussed it. I'm going to the United States as soon as next year, and we'll get divorced. The money and the house are all Lily's. At that time, my mom forced me into marriage, and I had no choice. Lily was kind enough to help me, David explained. Don't blame her. I'm going to confront your mother about this. I'll expose all the disgusting things you've done. Jenny pulled the door open, ready to leave. No, David held on to Jenny, pleading, if my mom finds out, I won't be able to leave, and if I don't leave, Lily won't divorce me. Jenny turned to look at her tear-streaked daughter. Is that true? Lily remained silent. Do you want Lily to hate you forever? Or do you want to start over? David pulled Lily's arm, pushing her towards Jenny. Jenny seemed to be scrutinizing her daughter's face for the first time. Lily, with teary eyes, showed strong determination. Jenny's hand gently touched Lily's swollen cheek, reminiscent of the time when she first touched Lily's face when she was born. Tears rolled down Jenny's cheeks. She opened the door, walked out of Lily's house, closed the door, and leaned against the wall. She stared at David's mother's name on her phone, and hesitated for a moment before tapping delete contact and confirming.